Alex Uwaisa Mufumbiro akulembeddemu okwekalakasa olunaku olwaleero mu bitundu eby'e Canada. Bannayuganda abawangalira eyo bayimusiza eddoboozi lyabwe ku bigenda mu maaso mu ggwanga, ebigenda mu maaso ebyewuunyisa, ebigenda mu maaso ebibaluma ku mitima gyabwe. Bwe batyo ne basalawo bagate eddoboozi limu beekalakaase bagambe nti at least Mwami Museveni awamu n'Akabinjake bata wansi entebe y'obukulembeze bw'eggwanga ne bagizita ku bbali ne babaako kye babakolera oba sanctions ez'enjawulo okulaba nga nabo Bannayuganda basobola obbalwanirira basobole otuukiriza ebigendererwa byabwe. Era ffe tweyanzizza nnyo baganda baffe abali Canada okuba nga muyimukiddemu ku nsengo eno ey'okulwanirira Uganda olw'okulwanirira eddembe lya Munnayuganda, naddala ggwe naddala nze aw'omusolo okulaba nga tutereeza eggwanga lyaffe. Tulina okukkiriza nti bwe tutambulira wamu ne tuba n'omulamwa gumu ne tulaba nga tukolera ddala ekintu ekituufu kye tulina okukola, tulina okukkiriza nti kibeerera ddala kyanjawulo. Era tulina okukkiriza nti omukulu His Excellency Kyagulanyi Ssentamu Robert Babweni akoze kyamaanyi nnyo okutangaaza Abannayuganda n'okubikkula amaaso g'Abannayuganda n'okubategeeza nti this is the time ffenna Bannayuganda tuyimukire wamu tusobole okwerwanirira. Tuyimukire wamu tutereeze eddoboozi lyaffe, tuyimukire wamu tulabe nga tukola buli kimu ekisoboka ku lwa Uganda yaffe n'eggwanga. Tulina okukkiriza baganda baffe, mikwano gyange, nti y'essaawa entuufu gye tulina okukolaganiramu okulaba nga tutereeza eggwanga. Era twagala obbajjukiza n'okubategeeza nti Pulezidenti w'Abannayuganda Kyagulanyi Ssentamu Robert Babweni gaali wamu ku lwa Uganda n'eggwanga lyaffe tujja genda mu maaso. Byonna ebitumalamu amaanyi, byonna ebituleetera okutya, byonna ebituleetera okwebuuza ebibuuzo bingi, twagala obbategeeza nti ffenna tugenda kuyimukira wamu n'eddoboozi limu tutereeze eggwanga, tulabe ng'eggwanga lyaffe litambulira ddala bulungi. N'abo bonna abalowooza nti eggwanga lyabwe, abalowooza nti eno ensi tegenda kuba mukulembeze mulala okuggyako bo nga be bagikutte mu maaso, bonna bafuuke lufumu. Era eyo embeera gy'olaba eyo Bannayuganda ab'enjawulo, eyo embeera gy'olaba be Bannayuganda ab'enjawulo nga bali mu kulaba nga balwanirira eddembe lyabwe. Bantu baganda baffe bangi basibiddwa olw'ebintu ebitaliimu, baganda baffe bangi bakwatiddwa, baganda baffe bangi babuziddwawo. Naye nga lwaki baganda baffe baba babuzibwawo ng'ate tusobola okuyimuka ne twerwanako? Mwebale nnyo Bannayuganda, mwebale nnyo okuyimukiramu, mwebale nnyo, mwebalire ddala.
The presenter from Qatar, he went to Uganda to visit his sick man. He was detained, and as we are standing here, he's going under military torture. We are trying to expose what is going on in Uganda. Recently, the UK government, he added on sanction on the brutal dictator of Uganda. The speaker cannot visit the UK or the world because of corruption, because of supporting the brutal dictator Museveni of Uganda. People power, our power. It cannot be democracy every day. Where in the UK, we changed 11 prime ministers. In America, 7 presidents. In Spain, more than 8. In Uganda, we live under the same brutal dictator for 40 years. And it's starting. He's not giving up. Education in Uganda is under the same brutal dictator. The Minister of Education in Uganda is a white dictator. The army commander is a brutal dictator's son. The Minister of Finance is a brutal dictator's brother. Uganda is a failed state under the brutal dictator Museveni of Uganda. In Uganda, we don't have working ambulances, we don't have working schools. In Uganda, is the luxury of 2 meals a day. But the brutal dictator of Uganda is 13.5 billion rich. The richest man in Africa. Your taxes go to Uganda under this brutal dictator. The money is coming back to the UK, and the brutal dictator is buying mansion in Kensington and Kent. People power. That is what we call recycled corruption. The worst corrupt dictator on earth is the Museveni of Uganda. He has been in power for over 40 years. That cannot be democracy. When we talk about democracy, is whereby people can select and change their leaders. Uganda, we are under brutal ruler, in other words. But we are talking about a brutal dictator of Uganda. A brutal dictator who has tortured us for 40 years. And is again going on for another, we don't know how long it's going to take. We are calling on the international community, including women and men who are visiting the UK. Don't dare go to Uganda, because Uganda is not safe for you. Uganda cannot be a tourist place, don't visit. Go to the Home Office website. Their advice, don't visit Uganda. Go to the American website. Uganda is not safe for you. So the tourists who are coming to the UK, don't visit Uganda. Uganda is not safe for you and me. People power, our power, is only in Uganda, where you find the brutal dictator is the president, the wife is the minister for education, the minister for defense is the brother, and the son is the minister for transport. People power, our power, NUP, everywhere. We are here fighting for men and women in Uganda. We are here representing the 45 Ugandans who have been suppressed. Ugandans who cannot talk because they are scared. If a woman said no, she's going to be raped and tortured and killed. That's why we are standing here. We are professionals here. It's not like we didn't have nothing to do today. But for the sake of the 45 Ugandans who are living under this brutal dictator of Uganda, we have decided to come here and highlight the human rights abuses in Uganda. The poster you see in my hand, this guy, she's walking down the road in Uganda. She was picked up by the military personnel, by the military staff, and she has been under military confinement for the last 4 years. People power, our power. We are trying to expose more of what the brutal dictator is doing in Uganda. We go to the High Commissioner, the Madivani. They have destroyed the Ugandan environment by overplanting sugar plantations and the so-called factories in Uganda, whereby this money is meant to go to the glucose in Uganda and is anyhow in the corrupt regime, in the corrupt hands of the brutal dictator Museveni and his cronies. People power, our power. In Uganda, we don't have no working train. Our neighbors, Kenya and Tanzania, they have been off because there is no corruption in those countries. In Uganda, we still live under the locomotive time, whereby the transport service in Uganda is completely dead. We are talking about Mulago Main Referral Hospital, the cancer machine, which was donated by the UK government, is out of service for the last 10 years and have not replaced it. People power, our power, NUP, everywhere. People power, our power, look everywhere, look everywhere, people power. Okay, the people you see here are Ugandans living abroad. They are in the opposition. We are here to highlight the bad things, the evil taxpayer is properly misused, it ends back here. This ambassador here you see is responsible for channeling money back to UK and goes into their private banks. They have robbed, they have stolen a lot of money from Uganda. The junta in Uganda has enriched himself. He is the richest man in Africa with $13.5 billion. He rules Uganda as a monarchy. His wife is a minister. His children are ministers. His brothers are all ministers. And it's all about a monarchy. And they have shuffled and stolen money. And all that money, we care about taxes. We care about functioning institutions. In Uganda, no functioning institution. There are no more courts. The only that is there are military courts. Uganda has no functioning judiciary system. All you hear is military court martial. Everybody, civilian, anybody, family issues are all taken to the military court. That's how bad it has got. The only currency they do understand is corruption. They have stolen, swindled money from Uganda. The embassy here we are standing at is the Uganda embassy. The lady there called Madvan is one of the chief people who are behind robbing Uganda of everything, from plantations to sugar estates to tea estates. They have robbed Uganda, and she is the ambassador here, chief robber, making sure they swindle the taxpayers' money from UK. Uganda is heavily debited. We don't have hospitals, we don't have schools. For them, when they get sick, they come for medical tourism here. When they want to educate their children, they come for education tourism. There is nothing to show off. We don't have functioning hospitals. There is nothing called emergency service. But when it comes to buying weapons, he's gone to Russia and bought 2 planes at 800 million. That's how much corruption stands in Uganda. The dictator in Uganda has been in power the longest ever. He's been there for 40 years and he's still talking today as if he's 30. This is what we want. We want him out of power. We, the opposition, are not asking too much. Stop funding him. We will take him on. We are not asking for money. We are asking, stop funding him. We are well-resourced in UK. We, the opposition, we know are well-resourced. We don't ask for your money. We ask, stop funding the dictator. We can take him on. Just to give you a figure, Uganda has no fire services, a country the size of UK. When your house catches fire, run, escape the fire. And that's the biggest emergency you can have. That is Uganda. A country that big, when you came in power, each district, each sub-district had a fire service. Today, there is no fire service. There is a working functional emergency services. All we have are policemen picking up people on the street and torture them. Uganda has gone to the dogs. All the money granted or loaned to Uganda goes to the junta who is ruling Uganda. That same person and his son here are responsible for draining Uganda of all the resources. He has robbed, stolen property, deforested Uganda. When he came to power, Uganda had a forest coverage of 47%. Today, we only have 18% forest cover. The rest has gone to China, has gone to Russia. That's how bad it has come. Please stop funding the junta in Uganda. We can afford to take him on. People power. People power. Move everywhere. Thank you for listening.
People power. You see the poster in front of me.
Uganda. I'll start with Joseph Abuli. This one went missing 3 years back, and up to now, we have never seen him back. He was kidnapped by the special forces trained in the UK. We can't see him now. We are talking about Joseph Nganza. He disappeared. We ask for his return. Sharif Kalemzi is still missing. Macheti Yasin, he has been in prison and is still going under torture because he has refused to give in for the brutal dictator. We go on. John Damulida, a businessman from Square, Kikubo, he was kidnapped, etc. Coming out 4 years, he was murdered. We come now, Mustafa Wemba, he's one of those missing ones, presumed dead. We talk about Tiwanuka, David Matebi. All these are missing Ugandans who have been already murdered. We know that they've been murdered in massive graves. Steven Musakala, Olivia Rutaya, the one I'm holding here, she was picked up and she's still in military prison. We go on and on. We can name all those political prisoners. Kawaja Baba's Moses, he was picked up just for wearing a red beret. For the last 3 years, he's nowhere to be seen. We go on. Vincent Namonso is nowhere to be seen. Mohammed Kanate is missing. Mukwabo Martin is dead. Michael Sebuku, he was murdered by the brutal dictator. You come to Hassan Mumiru, they are missing. I can read and read on. John Bosco Chibalama, he was murdered by the brutal dictator. We go on. Stephen is still missing. Peter Chiria is one of the lead. We've got David Matiba, is one of those missing ones. Presumed they were murdered. All these posters are real. Dragons, churchmen, pastors, bishops are being murdered by the brutal dictator. We are talking about the worst lethal brutal dictator of Uganda, Museveni, the brutal dictator who has been in power for 40 years. That cannot be democracy. That is not democracy. That's not human rights. We are wearing the red beret. It's a symbol of opposition in Uganda. If you are arrested in Uganda wearing the red beret, you'll be murdered. And that's why we are standing here in front of the repressive government in Uganda, trying to highlight that enough is enough after 40 years. People power. Our power. The embassy you see here is a representative of the repression in Uganda. For the last 40 years, Ugandans are being murdered. Ugandans are being tortured. Ugandans are being kidnapped on a daily basis. We are talking about human rights respect here. The right for women to move down the land as they want. A reason for people to be on the street without fear of being arrested because of being an opposition leader or in opposition party. In Uganda, we don't have no opposition. We've been living under this brutal dictator for 40 years. And he has just started. He's not seen in power. He's just buying and buying more patrol cars. Only in Uganda, where you don't have working ambulances. But in Uganda, we've got over 30,000 military patrol cars. When their children and the visitors and the wife get sick, they come down to St. Thomas for treatment. They come here for need medical tourism. People power. Our power. We are talking about your taxes you pay. The money goes to Uganda in the form of aid. And when the brutal dictator receives this money, he comes and brings back that money, recycled back to the UK. And the brutal dictator buys himself mansions in Kensington. He buys villas in Kent. The brutal dictator of Uganda is $13.5 million US. The brutal dictator of Uganda is the richest man in Africa. It's $13.5 billion US. But in Uganda, we don't have a working hospital. In Uganda, we don't have no schools. In Uganda, it's a country you find where they're building more prisons than hospitals. It's in Uganda where they're building more prisons than schools. It's in Uganda where they buy military patrol cars and no ambulances. It's in Uganda where we don't have emergency services. But the brutal dictator is 13.5 billion rich. People power, our power, NUP, everywhere. People power, our power, people power, our power, NUP, everywhere, NUP, everywhere. Guys, we have come here at the Uganda embassy to let the Ugandan embassy people who are in there to take a message to their president, whom they call their president, that we are tired of him because of all the human rights abuses that he's carrying on in Uganda. He has made Uganda into a dynasty. He has been in power for more than 30 years. He has been in Uganda for more than 40 years, and now what he wants to do is to get his son, Muhoozi Nakabinjake, to come and be the president of Uganda, which is unacceptable. Each and every single time we go into the elections, Museveni steals the elections. In 2021, Kyagulanyi Ssentamu is the one who won the elections, but Museveni stole the power from him. So we want to alert all the British people, all the Chinese, all the that do not dare to go to Uganda, because when you go to Uganda, you go there on your own risk. They do pretend to think that when they're tourists, Uganda is a good country, but Uganda is a place whereby for the indigenous Ugandans, they are suffering. They are being killed. They are being kidnapped just because of supporting a different party from NRM. We have a red color for National Unity Platform, but right now in Uganda, they are arresting each and everyone who is wearing a red beret or a red tracksuit just because they don't want Ugandans to exercise their human rights. So we are telling all the people to be aware and alert that Uganda is not a country that needs to be gone to. In Uganda, we have no hospitals that are working. When you don't have money, you cannot be treated. People are dying in Uganda just because of even a Panadol that is not found in a hospital. In the schools in Uganda, the children sit under mango trees. How can you believe that children are still going under those circumstances in Uganda? Imagine in the north of Uganda, which is Karamoja, which is the poorest region in Uganda, the Speaker of Parliament stole the money that was meant to be used for that poorest region. And we thank God, one of them, of the Speaker, has been sanctioned, and she will never ever obtain anything that she has left in the UK or anywhere in the world. So we want to declare that enough is enough. Enough is enough. Uganda is a difficult country that whereby Museveni is not allowing our human rights to be exercised. Uganda is a place that whereby when you get an accident, you know that you're going to die. When you get an accident in Uganda, if you don't have money, you will die. It's just a simple accident that can happen, but you end up having your leg cut off just because all the money that is pledged to Uganda is being diverted to the people who are in government to come here in abroad countries, and they buy mansions and they get their children good schools. They pay for their schools, for their children in private schools. But in Uganda, you cannot even survive. If you eat breakfast, you don't eat dinner. If you eat dinner, you don't eat breakfast. So we need to alert all the people that Uganda is by a dictator called Museveni Kaguta, and he wants to make his son, Kainerugaba Muhoozi, who was abducted and killed many Ugandans just because they want to make themselves stay in power. So everybody, we are telling all the tourists who want to go to Uganda, do not go to Uganda. Uganda is a country that is so unstable. On the face, it looks like as if it's stable, but Uganda is a country that is not stable. So we tell the people that come and join us on the demonstration actually, because we want to let the world know that Uganda is a country that is unstable. People power, our power, people power, our power, people power. People power, our power, people power, our power. Yeah. The day is today. I'm informed in advance. You are here. Listen to us. You are destroying Mabila forest. You are planting sugar canes, and the sugar is not selling it in Uganda. You are destroying the environment to cause misery to Ugandans. Like he warned and informed, Museveni is going. And every day stays. We are trying to push him over. I think soon he will be on the wrong side from our house. I'm here to call on all taxpayers in the UK, in the Western governments. Please, your governments are wasting your money, sending it to a brutal dictator in Uganda to kill our brothers, our sisters, our parents. This is not money put to good use. These people just enjoy the money being sent by our governments here to just massage the ego of a dictator and his crony. We cannot stand this. But as we know that we trust this government in the Western world, demand to see what the money sent to Africa does. We know the money which is sent to Africa just goes there to help companies dig the ground, get the minerals. Taro is enjoying the fuel in Uganda. They are digging down the ground to get all the oil to the expense of our families. Just a few weeks ago, I lost my brother due to poison, which is imported from China. And this poison being imported to Uganda, Uganda pays in dollars. And they use the money which is sent to these governments to kill our people. It's a sad situation. So long as Talo can mine the fuel or the oil, they don't care. I think it's high time we invite you, the British citizens, the taxpayers here in UK, the taxpayers in US, the taxpayers in Europe, to demand to see what the money your government is sending to Africa, what does it do? These governments, especially the UK government, has sent money to train the militias, the 7 militias. Some of them have been trained in Sandhurst. But when they go home, they kill citizens. This is bloody terrorism. UK cannot be part of it when we have democracy here. UK should not be training these boys to go and kill their citizens. These people they kill, they have life the same way you are. You might be visiting Uganda knowing that your government is sending their grants. But the grants are training militias to kill people. You might be killed. What we are saying is not fun. People are losing lives. They don't care because they are getting oil. They don't care because companies from Europe are getting gold. They don't care because companies from US are getting quota. We should be serious. We should put lives first. We cannot claim to have democracy here and fund dictatorship on the other side. This is, I'm lost with words for that. My message today, I also call upon Ugandans. Ugandans, you are my brothers, sisters, parents, please listen. All those companies sending goods to Uganda, they massage Museveni to stay in power. Please, Ugandans, stop buying those goods until Museveni goes. These are companies sending goods to Uganda, all imported goods into Uganda. They first massage Museveni's ego. They first massage the speaker's ego. Please stop buying those goods. That's one way of sending this Museveni away. We have banks which are operating in the country. Stop banking in those banks. If you have money there, go and remove it from that bank. Keep the money in your house. Keep the money, invest in yourselves. Invest in your children. We know no one cares. You can sending money to massage the dictator. He's buying properties over here, inflating the property prices in UK. Ugandans, there is something you can do to save us. Stop paying for the electricity. Stop paying for the water. That's where they are getting the money to kill you. That's where they are getting the money to send those brutal boys. The UK should stop training these militias with our people. We should, as Ugandans, do something to stop this murders going on. If we do those few steps, stop buying those products manufactured, even if they are from Madivani. Madivani is a staunch massager of Museveni. That's why he has given his daughter to be the ambassador here. That means we should also stop buying their sugar, which is massaging Museveni. We should stop buying products of those companies massaging the dictator. We should stop buying products imported in the country massaging the dictator. That's one way of sending a clear message. Museveni has to go. We have a young man who was elected president. He cannot sit in there when these boys, these people who are massaging the president are still doing the job. We have to stop that. And we should take that step. As we ask the UK government not to continue sending that money to Museveni, we ask the British citizens here in Sandhurst. We should demand the training to stop. We are happy. The ears are starting to listen. The speaker was sanctioned, but that's not enough. There are so many ministers who need to be sanctioned as well. There's those former ministers, like Mama Flowers. We had to send him away from here. He had come to get treated in our hospitals here, taking the precious time of our doctors here in India. Moreover, he designed poor facilities. He was a prime minister for over 20 years. These are the people who should be sanctioned not to even step here. So, hospital twice. If we do all that, this time, I think we just give them 7 months, we'll be out. Thank you very much. People power. Our power. People power. Oh, Luchalo, Maruete. Juliamale Angle. Juliamale Angle. Oh, Luchalo, Maruete. People power. Our power. We are a Ugandan community in the UK standing in front of the repressive government of Uganda. We are talking about a brutal dictator from Uganda. Might be some of you don't know where Uganda is. Uganda is a small country in Africa, but it has been ruled by the brutal dictator for 40 years. And up to now, the brutal dictator is still torturing us, murdering, kidnapping, the raping of women and men, and that's why we are standing here to highlight the human rights in Uganda. When we talk about human rights, it's the right of students or kids or children going to school. In Uganda, it doesn't happen. In Uganda, instead of children going to school, they are forced to join the army. Children of their age are forced to serve in the military. And the only thing they teach them in the military is to torture, to rape, and kill people. That's the Uganda. We live under a brutal dictator in Uganda. I don't know which country you students are coming from, but it's Uganda, a small country. I don't know if you come from France. Yeah? So, si vous êtes française, je vais vous parler en français. Nous avons un grand dictateur en Afrique, opéré au Uganda. Il a fait 40 ans au pouvoir. Jusqu'aujourd'hui, il continue à violer les femmes, tuer des hommes, et kidnapper tout le monde. Thank you very much. So we are talking about the brutal dictator from Uganda by the name of General Museveni, a dictator who has been in power for 40 years and is not giving up. And the reason why we are here is to highlight the human rights abuses in Uganda. We are very lucky that today we can stand on the streets of Lama in Kapogo Square and no policemen are here. In Uganda, it's a criminal offense to stand as we are standing and demonstrating and demanding better public services like we need good schools. It's an offense in Uganda. It's an offense in Uganda to say we don't have no medical facilities in Uganda. You'll be arrested and tortured. We are talking about simple